But no, we missed a couple of the second generation too. It was Eric Butts. He may be the first of the second generation. I like Eric. We had one spat one time that scared Jerry to death, but me and him quickly got past it. So me and Eric are fine. But Eric is really talented, and he's got all the equipment, and he's got so much support from his dad. I don't know what he's waiting on. I mean,
he's actually trying. If you've watched it, he's really doing his YouTube channel now.
Yeah, no, he's doing that. But he's doing unboxing videos and stuff like that, which I watched him do them just to support him. But I don't care about unboxing videos. You know what they are. I'm sure.
I'll remove this part because it's sensitive. About criticizing him.
I don't give a crap if you put it in there. I don't think I'll say anything bad about him.
Okay.
I mean, I honestly, I don't care about unboxing. I'm not saying he's doing a bad job at it. I just don't care for him.
Yeah. I think.
But they are popular.
Yeah. He did pretty much. Zeppo is a collaboration between me and him, and it's true. If you actually watch Zeppo compared to any of my other films, it doesn't fit. You can definitely tell it's me and Eric coming together. If you've ever watched the film, and I've watched it, you can actually tell Eric's scene, Jerry's scene, Eric's scene, and I will say this: Lloyd and Debbie were from Eric because he had brought. Because the first person I really wanted to be the president was Gatewood Galbraith. And I actually talked to him, and I tried to get him in the film. And he's a damn good actor. Well, rest in peace, but it didn't work out. And I was like, Gatewood would have been perfect. And Eric's like, no, you got to put Lloyd in the film. I'm like, okay, I remember Toxic Avenger. And to...
Lloyd's an indie icon.
Yeah, he's an indie icon. The funny thing is about Lloyd is he's very much like my older brother. He's like on, and then when he's off, he's off. And that kind of threw me off because, when you see videos, they're like, trauma, and I'm wearing my pants, and naked men. And, then when I picked him up, he's like, so did you enjoy your flight, Lloyd? Yeah. So, do you like Lexington so far? It's okay. I was like, okay. So then we pull up to the driveway, and I'm like, hey, there's Eric and a bunch of people. Hey, how you doing? It's Troma.
Maybe he just didn't like you.
Yeah, that's true. The funny thing is we had an actress to play the intern, Christina Johnson. And Lloyd got mad at us because she had no idea who Lloyd was. She just knew she just knew that. And thank God she showed up. She was like, hey, it's going to be at 2 a.m. Come on out. So she showed up, and Lloyd's like, so does she know who I am, boys? And we're like, no, she has no clue. And she was like, Lloyd was like, what are you guys doing? What are you doing?
He was going to hit on her, wasn't he?
Yeah, so I was like, what are you doing, man? And he had wanted me to have Debbie Rochon in Eric wanted Debbie Rochon in the film. I'd heard of Debbie, but I didn't really know her. My idea of Empress Molly was Liz Phair, the alt music goddess Liz Phair. That was who I had in mind when I wrote it. So I didn't know who Debbie was per se. But when we showed up, she was really professional, awesome. And she had a story, and I always think about this when I think of indie films. I guess she had been on a film where she had a knife and she was supposed to stab it. And
I think she was holding a blade, too, when she was supposed to stab.
It was rubber when they did it the first time. I guess they went out for a smoke break, and they replaced it with the real knife.
The real knife. So she grabbed the real knife, stabbed it, and nearly cut her hand off.
Yeah, and what was worse is they didn't have any insurance. So it was like, oh, well, see ya.
They pretty much drove her, from my understanding, they pretty much just drove her to the hospital and said, good luck.
Yeah,
see you later.
Kicked her out. Yeah, and I was... So anytime I'm on an indie film cycle and are filming. They're like, "Yo, we got guns, we got knives." I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa. You actually got blanks, right?
I actually used in Mount Mafia. I used a real gun in a scene with Schaefer, and I cleared it with him first. I was like, "Look, it's a real gun. There's no bullets in it. We don't even have bullets for it here." And I was like, "Are you okay with that?" And Schaefer's like, "Can I check it?" I was like, "Yeah." And he popped the clip out in the chamber. He goes, "Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead." Like, we didn't shoot it at him or anything. He was pistol whipped with it. But now Schaefer took it like a champ. He's like, "Yeah, that's fine. I'm good. I'm okay with it."
Yeah.
And in the movie Cry, David Guzlin's movie, my scene in it, I'm getting tortured by Stacy Gillespie, and he dry fires around like 2 rounds at my head. Like, he literally puts a gun up to my head like he's tortured me, and he's like, "You ready to die? You ready to die?" Click. "Oh, no bullet. Oh, yeah, here's one. This has got the bullet in it." And he used a real gun.
Wow.
Yeah, but I trust Goose. I trust Goose with my life. And Goose was like, "Nobody's going to touch this gun but me." Whenever I call cut, Stacey's going to hand me the gun, and I trust Goose with my life. But it made it a little more real in the scene.
Yeah, I saw that scene. Yeah,
That's probably the best acting I've ever done right there. Crying and pissing myself.
Is he still making anything?
Goose?
Yeah.
No.
See, I like his stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like if he had more marketing and more effects, he could be successful.
Yeah.
killed it.
I agree.
But he just, maybe it's the marketing thing. Maybe he doesn't have enough of a following, or
He got burnt out really bad. And I've been talking to him, and I think I've got him convinced to do one more thing. He wrote a script called Bait, and it's B period, A period, I period, T period, and it stands for Bluegrass Apparition Inspection Team or something, like that, where it's a group of ghost hunters, and it's shot as like as a mockumentary, and it is freaking hilarious. And I've got him talked about it because I just found it the other day, the script he wrote, and I sent it back to him. I was like, "Dude, we still got to do this." And he's like, "You really want to do it?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" So I got talked into kind of doing it where.
Well, I loved Kildo.
I got a ghost camera. That's not very good, but it's one of those UV full spectrum cameras.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll hit you up to borrow that, or bring you on board for it, or something like that.
I could just be like one of the guys holding the camera.
Yeah,
recording.
it's mockumentary, so a lot of ad-libbing will take place too. But his original scripts, there's some of the funniest stuff.
Yeah.
Like Kildo, did you ever see that one?
I saw scenes from it. It was a long time ago.
I take credit for the name on that one because he was calling it Killer Dildo is what he was calling it. And I was like, "You mean like a kildo?" He's like, "Oh my God, I use that." But that's the only thing I put into the film. I mean,
I remember a long time ago hearing about that through MySpace.
That's been a while. Then.
Yeah.
It won best comedic short at the First Wife Film Festival and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a scene where Stacy's putting a bra on his head. And he says, "I'm pooping," and I'm like, "This is gonna come back and haunt him."
Yeah. Oh, there's so much funny stuff in there. I'll get you a copy of it so you can see it. It's just hilarious.
Yeah. My favorite is there's a bit where Doodle, that's his character. He's like, Cherokee's eyes like, "Come on, Doodle, give it to me," and he's like putting the dildo next to your face.
He's like, "We're in there. We're breaking into a place to steal Beanie Babies." That's what kind of criminal masterminds me and Stacey Gillespie are in this. So, but I'm kind of the leader. I'm the straight guy, and Stacey's the idiot, kind of the comedic relief of it and stuff like that. So he's like, "I found something. Come in here, leave it away." And I was like, "What is it?" He goes, "Close your eyes. It's a dildo he found." I was like, "All right, what is it?" He's like, "You're going to love it." And I'm like, "Oh, is it this Beanie Baby?" He's like, "No, it better. Close your eyes." So he pulls it out and he starts smacking me in the head with it. I'm like, what is that? Keep in mind, he's putting it around my face. And then I'm like, "What is it?" And I say, "What?" He puts it up in my mouth. I'm like, I pull it out, stuff like that. But it was completely not used. He opened it that day, so...
Well, I mean, it just cracks me up. There's a bit where I guess Stacy gets penetrated by Kildo, and I was watching with George Bonilla, and I was like, "Is this a documentary?"
That was funny too behind the scenes because Goose said, "I'm gonna poke you with it." He's got on tidy
Whitey
whities.
tidy whities.
And Stacy's supposed to just act like it's, penetrating. She's like, ugh. He goes, do that about 2 or 3 times. So he calls action, and we counted. Stacy did like 15 instead of 2 or 3. He's just like, ugh, ugh, ugh. That was that whole. I mean, and we filmed it in like an entire day, and that was it. But it was just some of the funniest stuff.
Oh yeah, it was a blast. I'm sorry, but the sequel never got around.
The actual Kildo, he took like a He-Man doll, took the arms off of it, and glued it into the dildo and legs like that, and drew a face on it. And his son was pretty young at the time, and he's like, "What are you doing, Daddy?" And he's like, it's an action figure. I'm making it like that." And he says, "Well, when you're finished, can I have it?" He's like, "No." And he's like, "Well, it's an action figure." And he's like, "No, you can't have it." But that year we did Scarefest, and people were asking if they could get their picture taken with Kildo.
Yeah, I know.
Like they wanted their
that.
picture taken with the action figure.
The action. That would have been the ultimate marketing thing. Kildo dildo.